Hey ANPers, this is Dr. Jones checking in. This is ANP2 lecture test 4 video, I think we're on 14, and we're in the note set at the bottom of page 23. I do have Pepper the pupper sitting on my lap, so she's so cute. Okay, pancreatic anatomy, anything you didn't know from lab, you need to go learn. 3 parts: the head of the pancreas, the body of the pancreas, and the tail. The duodenum wraps around the head of the pancreas. Let's get a pen. You can change laser colors? There's no laser. Wait, where's the laser pointer? Blue lasers. Yeah, I still want the pen though. Okay, pen color. Red. Does that make it red? Aha, okay, we're here. Let's see if I can move this out without moving the dog so I can reach the... Maybe if I move the mouse over here. There we go, okay. Didn't disturb the sleeping dog. All is well. Okay. So endocrine function of the pancreas is, and the pancreatic duct comes out the major duodenal papilla. The accessory pancreatic duct comes above and comes out the minor duodenal papilla. In lab, if you're not sure which is which, the pancreatic duct, the major duodenal papilla, is the one that combines with the common bile duct. So there you go. The endocrine function is, of course, to make insulin and glucagon, mainly. There's others. The exocrine function is the pancreatic juice that we talked about, and it comes out the acinar cells. So the pancreatic islets are the lighter colored splotches on the slide, and everything else is pancreatic acini. These little clumps of cells are pancreatic acini, and each cell is an acinar cell. Pancreatic juice does most of the digestive work in the small intestine, and that moves us through to the liver on page 24. It's okay, baby. The liver, notes on anything labby terms that you didn't already know. The left lobe is the little lobe, the right lobe is the big lobe. The caudate lobe, not even shown here. Okay, you got the falciform ligament on the top / front and the round ligament on the bottom. And okay, the caudate lobe is back here by the inferior vena cava, and the quadrate lobe is towards the front between the gallbladder and the left lobe. I'm recording. Can you shut my door?
Yeah.
Thanks, love.
You have Pepper?
I do.
Okay.
And Pepper was okay with that until she heard a little girl voice. Now we're not so sure. Okay. So this is what the liver looks like. And let's move me so we can see how the liver and the stomach hook up together. And there's the spleen. So cirrhosis is when the lobules of the liver are replaced by fibrous tissue. And the histology is these are liver lobules, and the liver lobules are the basic functional units of the liver. And blood from each liver lobule is drained away by the central vein. That's not central vein. Each liver lobule is roughly hexagonal in shape-ish. 6 sides. Not a regular hexagon, but you get it. And has a portal triad at each corner. And here's a close-up of your portal triad. And it has 3 parts. It has the artery, which is a branch of the hepatic artery, and it has a vein, which is a branch of the hepatic portal vein. hepatic artery, and then the third part of the triad, what's wrong, Doug, is the bile duct. The liver makes bile, and the liver cells are called hepatocytes. Hepatic means liver and cyte means cells, so these are liver cells, hepatocytes. They make bile, and then the bile goes into these bile canaliculi, which go into the bile ducts. The blood comes out of the hepatic arteries and goes through here to feed all these cells and be filtered. The blood from so this is in the hepatic artery, nutrient-rich, oxygenated blood, but not nutrient-rich, oxygenated blood from the systemic circuit, and it gets filtered. And then we also have blood, this is the hepatic portal blood, is nutrient-rich deoxygenated blood from the digestive system, which comes through here and goes to all the cells and gets filtered. Okay, and then the central veins drain the filtered nutrient-rich blood out to the systemic circuit, to the inferior vena cava, to the heart. Okay, and what structures merge to form the hepatic vein that dumps into the inferior vena cava? That's the central veins. And then draw and label the path of the bile. Do we have a picture of the bile? There we go. Path of the bile. So we have a left hepatic duct from the left lobe. The left lobe is the little lobe. And the right hepatic duct from the right lobe, which is the big lobe, and the right is always closer to the gallbladder. So this is the gallbladder. And then, that's an R. So when the left and right hepatic duct get together, they make the common hepatic duct. Left, right. And then the bile goes up the cystic duct to go into the gallbladder, where it is stored and concentrated. Let's find a way to get me on the screen here. Okay, and then once you eat fatty foods, the cholecystokinin from the stomach, from the small intestine, not from the stomach. Yeah, it's from the stomach. Squeezes from the small intestine. Oh, poop. Squeezes the gallbladder and squeezes the bile out the cystic duct and this way, which is the common bile duct. And the common bile duct meets with the pancreatic duct at the major duodenal papilla and releases the contents into the duodenum or duodenum. I don't care how you say it, just spell it right. Like, right. Okay, and here you see the common bile duct and the pancreatic duct come together at the hepatopancreatic sphincter with, well, we haven't gotten that far yet. Okay. But we label the path of the bile from the liver to the small intestine. So remember, left hepatic from the left lobe of the liver is the little lobe, and the right hepatic duct, the right lobe is the big lobe, plus the right one is the one that's closer to the gallbladder. Because it's just like upside down underneath, so it depends on how you flip it. Either way, the right is always closer to the gallbladder. And then when the left and right hepatic get together, remember hepatic means liver, and these are literally coming out of the liver, so they're hepatic ducts. When they come together, they're the common hepatic duct, and then up the cystic duct to the gallbladder. It squeezes the bile back down the cystic duct and out the common bile duct, because this is now bile from both the gallbladder and the liver, to the major duodenal papilla with the pancreatic duct. That is all both lecture and lab material. Okay. Next, the liver is a giant filter. It removes nutrients and toxins. It stores extra nutrients. It releases nutrients when they are low, and it actually makes new nutrients. It makes glucose, gluconeogenesis. We'll talk about that next time, next test. We'll learn that term. The major duodenal papilla bile salts. I skipped one. And these are synthesized from cholesterol. We talk about the liver is the largest blood reservoir. I just got distracted. Usually I have my hand on my paper to keep track, and now I have the hand on the dog because she's soft and fluffy and warm. And emulsification, you break the fats into smaller droplets. This is not chemical digestion. This is just breaking it down. Smaller bits of the same stuff. Chemical digestion is where you take it into smaller bits, not of the same makeup, but of different names, things with different names. Like when you break lactose down into glucose and galactose. I think that's right. The gallbladder stores and concentrates the bile. The major duodenal papilla is where the common bile duct and the pancreatic duct release the contents into the duodenum. The hepatopancreatic sphincter is this smooth muscle around the major duodenal papilla. And it's what CCK got to do with it. The CCK, the cholecystokinin, is what relaxes this smooth muscle so that the bile and the pancreatic juice can be released into the small intestine. So it opens the hepatopancreatic sphincter and also increases the pancreatic secretions. I didn't start the timer. How many pages do we have left? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 pages left, and I've been doing roughly 2 pages a lecture. So we are going to call that good, and we will start the next section with the next video. So I'm going to write this down. If I can find my pencil, which I was just using. Oh, it's under the keyboard. Moving the keyboard. Sorry, I'm shuffling. 23 and 24 for video. A&P2 lecture test for video 14, note set pages, the end of 23 and all of 24. Thank you as always for tuning in. The education must go on. Dr. J out.